Hello, everyone. Welcome to the four-part video series by Diamond Cut Leadership. This series is entitled Leader Grows and Achieves by Intention. In this video, we're focusing on the first of four parts, and our focus will be around prioritization and focus. So we are so glad that you stopped in and decided to watch this video. There's so much content and amazing learning opportunities available online today. So we're excited that you chose to spend time with us. If this is the first session or first video from us that you are reviewing, then I'll take a moment and tell you about how we work. So our goal is to help our coaching and consulting clients to improve their daily practice. So if you go to our website, diamondcutleadershipnetwork.com, you'll see that our contribution to helping people to learn, grow, and live the best lives is around us helping to take all the knowledge that you are exposed to and closing that gap between actually doing and practicing the things that we know so that it can benefit us and better enable us to impact and help others. With every single interaction we have with our clients, our focus is always, can we expose you to at least one thing that you can use to change or improve your daily practice so that you are better enabled to achieve your goals. So for this four-part video series, we're still on that focus, right? How can we help you to become even more effective? So our question, are you ready to step up your leadership game and achieve greater success in your career and life? Because they go hand in hand, right? So in the four-part video series, and it'll be available on our YouTube channel, but for the release of the videos will be starting March 22nd through to April the 11th. And we normally do a live in-person micro-learning session twice per month, but March, April, we have an overlapping of the holy month of Ramadan and the lead up with length and the Easter season. And so we felt, let's do something that does not require that in-person or synchronous time together, but do something that people can access as they are carrying out their lives during this time of reflection and contemplation. And many of us during this time think about how can we become better at what we do in the service of others. So as I said, this first video is going to be focused around prioritization. Then next week's video will focus on continuous learning and reflection, then cultivating gratitude and a growth mindset. And that's all about the foundation of who we are as individuals. And then, of course, we take that foundation into how we lead our organizations and team. And one of the biggest limiting factors or obstacles that we hear from clients, colleagues, and friends is about facing the fears that we all have. And so we're going to end the four-part series really focused on how can we face the fear factor, that thing that may be limiting us from becoming all that we can become. So from my coaching clients, I hear conversations or questions or what they share to us around, that they feel challenged in identifying their priorities, those things that are most important for them to focus on each and every day? How do they currently manage their time? Are you satisfied with the results? So, we have issues with, okay, how do we use the time that we have? And then are we, or are you, as you're listening to this, are you satisfied with the results that you're getting? And when faced with numerous tasks, do you often feel overwhelmed or struggle to maintain the focus? We hear that word overwhelm over and over and over again as we are working with the leaders who we have the privilege of coaching. So does those challenges sound similar to some of the challenges you're facing? And so as I was reflecting on this discussion, one of my favorite quotes from John Maxwell, and for those of you that don't know who John Maxwell is, he's one of the most amazing um, leaders and thought leaders in the whole space of leadership internationally. He has written and published numerous books, all focused around leaders and how they can become better at what they do. And I have translated a lot of his work into my practice, and from the perspective of working with the leader from within, because leadership, I believe, is all from inside out. So working with the leader from within, and then how do we help to equip the leader to most effectively work with their teams? And then how do we make sure that we wrap around a strategic network that's there to support us and help us to become better, so that we can add value again in our communities, in our workplaces, and of course, in our homes. So one of the things that he says is, you never change a life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. So at this time of reflection, I invite all of you to think, whether you're listening to this video during the month of March 2024, or you're listening to it at a much later time. If I was following you around and just observing your daily routine, would I come to the conclusion that you are a successful person or not? So because I'm a coach, I have to ask some coaching questions. So I want you to think about these questions. What specific actions or habits do you believe are essential for creating a winning daily routine? And maybe you can take a pause in the video so you can actually write a note. So what specific actions or habits do you believe are essential for creating a winning daily routine? And how can you ensure that you stick to them consistently? So reflect for a moment and make a note. So we believe that prioritization allows us to have increased productivity and goal achievement. So I grew up in a business family. My mother was a chef, and she ran a business that was opened when I was really, really young. And I watched her as a chef and a business owner, that she had certain routines that she did over and over and over. As a result of it, she was known in the community where we lived as someone of excellence, that the dishes that she prepared, the way she ran that business, was one where she was producing high quality over and over and over again. And her results were dependent on her thinking and her mindset. So it all starts with, what do we believe? What's our mental model? Or do we really want to strive for excellence? Do we really believe that we're good at what we do? So we start from the mindset, right? Who we are at the place where no one can see. Then, of course, there are the tools and the skills results, right? So, and when it comes to productivity, increasing our productivity and goal achievement, there are tons of skills out there. And because this is meant to be what we call a bite-sized learning, I'm not going to go through all those skills in detail or all those tools in detail, but we're talking about how do we make sure that we know what we want to achieve? So what's our mission? What's our vision? What are those big goals that we want to achieve? Why do we believe that we exist? What is the gifts that we feel that we came to this planet to give, right? So tools start around us knowing our why. So if you've never heard of the author Simon Sinek, have a look at his book about finding and identifying our why. Why are we here? Well, what's the contribution that we want to make? And then, of course, we look big, right? So there are tools that help us define, okay, this is 2024. What do I want to accomplish into 2024? And then there are also tools that help us to break that down into chunks. So what am I going to do in the 4 quarters of 2024? And then we break that down further to by month, by week, by date. And there are tools that help us to manage our calendar. And on the screen, you'll see I shared with you a little cheat sheet. I follow Chris Donnelly on LinkedIn. You can find him on LinkedIn. He publishes some really amazing cheat sheets that really have all those tools. And so the one that I shared with you, it has that concept you see, Eat the Frog, where we go ahead and that thing that we may not want to do, we get that done first. And then there are other tools that help us to separate between what's important, what's not important, what's trivial that we shouldn't even have on our agenda. And another one just below the Eat the Frog picture, you'll notice the time blocking. So when we look at our calendar, set our calendars up in a way that we're getting the priority work done when we're high energy, when we're ready to go, as opposed to how we look at our calendars maybe later in the day. And then we're thinking to be productive, we're thinking as a leader, we're thinking about 3 things, right? We make space in our calendars so that we know that we're doing the work to help our teams to get the results, but we're also making our calendar so that we know we're building the capability of our people. And then we're also making sure that we make space for rounding, etc., so that we are monitoring and modeling the values of our organization. So there are amazing tools, and with my clients, especially those clients where I curate a coaching and mentoring relationship, we actually go deep into those tools and then helping to make sure that they know how they're going to integrate them into the practice. So we have the mindset, we're equipped with the tools and skills, and then the behaviors. So for an individual or a leader to be successful, all 3 things have to be in place, because the behaviors is about taking all of those things, putting them into action and repeating them over and over again. So remember, if you want to achieve, if you want to increase your productivity, reflect on your thinking and your mindset. Ask yourself, do I have the tools and skills? And then also ask yourself, am I consistent in my behavior? So when I'm helping an individual to first look within, and then the way I work, I always say the things that we learn to increase your personal impact. So looking at your own life, which you, from a personal perspective, you can replicate those skills and processes with your team in your organization. So these are the questions that I review with my clients. So we're in 2024, so first question is phrased around 2024, but it's for every year in our lives, right? So I asked myself, are my 2024 goals or targets clearly defined and documented? We know the act of writing things down helps us tremendously. Then we ask ourselves, do you have a structured reflection process that helps me to gain clarity on actions needed for this month, this week, and then what I'm doing today? And in video number 2, we're going to drill down even more and learn a little bit more detail around question 2. Question 3, have I developed a learning plan to enhance my skills and knowledge, aligning with my goals? So the first 2 questions I think about them are, these are the technical. We're learning some technical ways of thinking. We're learning some technical tools and how we can move forward. And question 3 and 4 is really about asking the question, how do we become the person who is going to accomplish all of those goals and targets we've identified? So question 3, have I developed a learning plan to enhance my skills and knowledge aligning with my goals? If I can't do all those things and I'm not willing to start learning or attracting the support system that I need to help me to learn, most likely at the end of 2024, I would not have accomplished those goals. And so number 4 is, do I have a robust support network in place to provide guidance, help to jointly hold me accountable, and provide encouragement? So think about it as first 2 questions, all the technical stuff. The second 2 question is about building me, and then also creating a support system around me that's truly going to allow me to achieve all those things that I desire. One of the things that John Maxwell also says, it's hard to improve when you have no one but yourself to follow. I have found by having some of the most amazing mentors and colleagues allows me every day to go, oh my God, I'm so lucky. I'm learning so much from those around me. And when I have questions, I have a support system to reach out to say, can you act as my thinking partner? Let's talk about it a little bit. And it also creates an environment where you're not just going to the well and taking away water, but in a supportive network, you are a part of the system as well. So as you are being supported, you are supporting someone else. John Maxwell also says, when you want something you have never had, you must do something you've never done to get it. So the answers to these 4 questions may sound a bit uncomfortable because you may be like, I don't have those things documented. I don't have a strategic network. I don't have a reflection process. Oh my God, do I need a learning plan too? But guess what? If you're willing to step out of your comfort zone just a little bit, it means that you can grow more so that you can add value to you, but also add value to others, thereby allowing us to create a world that works better for all. So what matters most after listening to this short video is that we make the decision today to prioritize our goals and take action towards them. When do we start? We start today, because our choices that we make today shape your tomorrow. So even if you are on YouTube watching this video during the night, I recommend you, before you go to bed, make a note of one thing that has really struck you and make that decision to do something different. Start with small actions that align with your priorities. And then remember, consistency breeds success. So we want to ensure that every day we're doing at least one thing that's going to move us to our goals. So just want to share, I'm a coach. I work with leaders, emerging leaders. The group that I usually spend the most time with are leaders in their mid-30s to their mid-40s who are in that process of wanting a bigger scope, wanting to grow more. So I come alongside of them and act as their partner on that journey. So if you want to gain more clarity, you want to elevate your confidence, you want to master your goals, reach out. You'll see that the QR code is there. Scan it, get in contact with us, because we are here to support you. Thanks a lot for checking this out. And remember, this is just the first of 4. So come back next week, join us. And for part 2 of this 4-part video series, we'll be talking about the importance of continuous learning and reflection. And we're going to give you some practical tips on how to do that. So again, thank you for checking out this video and looking forward to you joining us for the video series. And then at the end of April, looking forward to maybe you checking us out for our bi-weekly micro-learning series. So thanks again. Take care.